Hi guys, so I wanted to get on here today and kind of show you how I clean my brushes. So I needed to clean them anyway, so I figured why not show you guys how I do it while I do it. So the first thing you're going to need, of course, is your dirty brushes. I'm really hoping I'm in frame here. And then you're going to need some soap. Some people use baby shampoo. I prefer not to. I prefer to use something, definitely needs to be antibacterial to get all the germs out. And I prefer to use something with like milk protein or something in it like that to condition the brushes. So I like the soft soap, milk protein, and honey moisturizing hand soap because it has the antibacterial plus it moisturizes your brushes at the same time. So for just, normal soiled brushes, that's what we're going to use. If something needs a little bit of extra deep cleaning, I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So I'm just going to start with a flat shader brush. This is just an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. So I just turn my water on. Preferably, lukewarm water, not too hot, not too cold, but you do want to get it, a little bit warm. So, wet my brush, always keeping it down like this, so that nothing gets into the ferrule, which is this right here. And then I wet my hand a little bit, and I'll take some soap, and put the soap in my hand, and kind of get a little lather going. Then I will take my brush and kind of swirl it in that soap. So you can see all the stuff that's coming out of the brush. Then I will rinse it again. I'll rinse my hand, rinse the brush until the water turns clean. Always facing downward. Then I'll take my brush and gently squeeze the bristles. Usually you'll have a little bit more stuff that comes out of there. So if it's still a little bit dirty, run under the water again. Always facing downwards. Squeezing the bristles gently. And then rinse it till the water turns clear. Then squeeze the bristles again. Kind of shape the brush. Now brushes like this, I don't feel like they need a brush guard really. Anything that's just like a flat shader brush, I think is fine to just lay on its side and dry. So I'll just put them over here onto the towel. And I prefer to elevate them. So usually I'll get, anything, where did we have it? Maybe like fold this so that you have a little bump right there and lay them to where they're going downwards. Never lay them to where it's facing upwards. That way the water's going to run down onto the towel and not up into the ferrule of the brush. Now for something that you have like long wear foundation on, and I put this on here just to save time on the video, so this is a brush guard, so I'm going to sanitize it because it was on a dirty brush. This is just rubbing alcohol. So I have long wearing foundation on this e.l.f. powder brush, so I'm just going to run it under the water, always facing down. Then I'm going to take some olive oil, just a tad bit in my hand, And I'm going to run my brush around in it. Get some of that excess off of it. Make sure you get all the olive oil out, because if you leave too much olive oil in the bristles, they'll be hard to work with because they'll almost be too conditioned. And then I'll take some soap, like before, and I will work the soap into the brush. And I'm pretty sure I need a little bit more soap. Work that soap into the brush. Get the sides and all that. And then run the brush under the water. Squeeze gently down. Rinse the brush, kind of get some water in your hand and run the brush a little bit so you make sure you get the bristles clean, or the bottom bristles clean. Squeeze the excess water out if you still have dirty water. Keep running the brush under the water. Squeeze. You're still getting some dirt. At that point, I would go back with the soap. And again, there's a lot of foundation in this brush. And I'm still getting quite a bit of foundation out. So at that point I would go back in with the olive oil. And that's just going to break down all the oils that are in the brush. If you have like a long wearing foundation, like this was the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and it's a little bit harder to get off. So a little bit more soap into the bristles, and I'm still wringing out quite a bit of makeup. So I'm going to rinse that again. Like I said, always facing down. And I'm actually getting clear water now. So at this point, what I would do is gently squeeze the bristles, get all the excess water out of there. Then for brushes like this, I would use a brush guard, and I'll put where you can get these down in the bottom. So look in the bottom bar. And you'll know if it fits if you can't move it. It's like when you tap it, it's not moving. So take that and put it in a cup so all the excess water will collect in the bottom right there. Now for double-edged brushes like this, it can be a little bit tricky. So for these, you kind of want to wash them on their sides. Take a little bit of soap in your hand, and I would kind of go like this with them, like on the side motion, so that you're not, you know, running the water into the ferrule of this one on the other side. And then I flip it over and do the opposite side. And then I rinse them on their sides as well. I don't think that double-ended brushes are really ever a good investment, especially if they're expensive double-ended brushes. This one is just from Walmart, so it's not that big of a deal. So I shake the bristles, squeeze out the excess water, shape the bristles, and these I would just lay flat onto the towel. Now for a big kabuki brush like this, it can also be a little bit difficult because you get makeup all the way up in here. So what I like to do is take a little bit of soap and I will rub the brush on its side at first. Then I'll kind of work the soap in with my fingers in a downward motion. Then I'll get some more and I'll take the tip of the brush and kind of work it in like that. And then rinse. And I like to squeeze a little bit as I rinse, especially with these kabuki brushes because they hold makeup pretty far up inside of them. Squeeze. And a kabuki brush, honestly, I would say should always be used with a brush guard just because they will dry extremely weird. So this is on it and I just sanitize it with my spray. Squeeze all the excess water out of there. Ooh. Hello. Take the brush guard and pop it on the kabuki brush. And then I pop it into my cup.